Tell you it's a good morning, yes, and this is our next segment. We have youth and politics. Now I am slightly out of my depth today, so it's okay. 101, we're going to break down things for you so that also I understand, we both understand. So for those who are less savvy, yes, today you have a chance to grasp the law the way it is meant to be grasped. Really quickly, Y254 on Facebook, Y in the Morning TV show on Instagram, Y254 channel on Twitter, hashtag is Y in the Morning. My name is Valentine, but they call me Color Me Val on everything. And real quickly, at Hilda Wadidi, at Shiko Cosmos, at Shiko Kaitani, at It's Barry Moan. I'd like to introduce my next set of guests looking very sharp and ready for the week. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Fredrick Okago. I'm the Secretary General of Third Alliance Kenya.
Welcome to studio, sir. What is your name?
My name is Wakili Ochieng. I work for Den and Bail Consultants. I'm also the National Youth Leader for ODM Party.
So we have very intellectual beings in studio. So let's talk about, first of all, something that has been making the headlines over the past few days, and that is the people who've made petitions. There are a lot of seats, around 6 MPs have had their seats, or rather their win, nullified. What's happening?
Well, in my opinion, I think every time you go into an election in this country, you either expect a winner or a loser. But a lot of times when losers lose, even if they lose genuinely, they still hang on and run to court to prove a point. And I think what we have witnessed in the recent past is also a manifestation that IEBC probably might not have done the best thing. Because when you have so many petitions, then it also shows that, you know, there are a lot of irregularities and illegalities.
So we're saying the losers are trying to prove a point, or we're blaming squarely on IEBC.
Well, there are genuine instances where, because the court decides anyway, the genuine instances when somebody lost, but when they run to court, and because also the court must also cover that cost, they slap with a fine. You know? So I feel that some of these petitions were not worthy. They knew they have lost genuinely. They ran to court, and it is the right of the court to find them as so.
What do you think, sir? Because I've had a certain MP who was slapped with a nullification, but it wasn't that they were not rightfully elected. They were not rightfully declared. Are we looking for loopholes in the system to nullify a particular person's seat?
My opinion is that the Raila Odinga petition at the Supreme Court might have really had a big impact, and then would then determine why many members of parliament elections went to court. Because people saw the petition by Raila Odinga succeeding at the Supreme Court, and then they thought that basically they would have the petitions going through. So that then determines why many petitions went to court. Yeah,
he led by example.
Exactly.
So how do you feel about these hefty fines that are being placed?
Fines, of course, there are regulations by courts, because you see, costs have to be costs must be compensated, and therefore that explains why there are a lot of hefty fines on these people. Okay. But then let me talk about some of the elections that have been nullified. For instance, look at Embakasi East constituency, where we have Honorable Babu Owino. Okay. Then look at Nandi Hills, where we have Honorable Alfred Keter. I'm tending to think that there are some elections that have been nullified based on politics and not law. For instance, Embakasi East, we are having a situation where the government of the day is interfering with court processes to have people who are seemingly vocal in the political divide, and especially in the opposition.
I think
to have the elections nullified.
Those are that's a very strong position.
Exactly.
That is you feel like you have something to say.
Well, with all due respect to my friend here, those are allegations, and they have not been proved. But the court pronounced itself and nullified those elections based on evidence in all those instances. So, for me, I wouldn't say there is interference. But again, in this country, as I said, every time we go into an election, the losers will always run to court after losing.
But we just had an LSK election, and we had gentlemen come to studio and told us that that is the best work IEBC has ever done. Yet we've just had our worst case scenario in the entire world, putting us on the map for all the wrong reasons. Same body.
You know, let me tell you, and that is, it will speak to the issue that we are pushing now of Punguza Mizigo. You know, IEBC, as much as we would say it requires a lot of reforms, but look at the number of elections they need to conduct in a day, especially in the last election.